shifts is what we're going to cover. And this will speak to both men and both women, both of you guys, everyone, all personality types. But the biggest message that I want to say to you guys from my heart to yours is that you are enough exactly where you are right now. It's all going to happen in our mind. Okay, so we're going to make some mindset shifts. Does that sound good? So, 5 simple mindset shifts that are so important when we're building our USANA legacy businesses. The key word here is legacy. We're not building something for a week, for a month, for a year. We're building something for our lives. So, the very first mindset shift I want to start with is taking a moment to define what freedom means to you in your life. We talk a lot about health and freedom. And sometimes we're like, yeah, freedom sounds good, but we don't actually take a moment to say, what does that look like for me? What does true freedom feel like? What does it look like in my days? How does it feel in my body? So to take some notes right now, and this is going to really bring to life what Brian was talking about with your dream board and really painting that clear vision. We need to know, what does that freedom lifestyle look like? Make some notes right now and imagine what that feels like in your body, how it looks like in your days. Because USANA is a neutral freedom vehicle. Okay, it really is. It can be like a sports car. It can be like an SUV that you can put all the kids in and, go to soccer. It can be whatever you want it to be. It can be a camper van. It can be whatever. But you need to define what freedom is to you. That's the very first thing. Okay, so if you're not owning that freedom mindset and creating more freedom in your life, like more and more and more until you're completely 100% in control of your schedule, that's the goal. Okay, because when you have a life that is based in freedom, you can align to your true values, right? Because when we say what's most important, if I'm asking another mom or dad, you'll say your family's most important, right? But sometimes different things can trump that, right? Like having to go to work, like money, like having to be in different obligations that don't align with your values. So number one, the very first mindset shift we have to make is defining what our freedom lifestyle looks like for us. Okay, so just 30 seconds, make a note or two, and then we're going to move on to mindset shift number 2. Okay, this one's good. This one's probably my favorite of all of them. It's hard to pick, but all right. So mindset shift number 2 is we need to upgrade our life now before we're ready to be in alignment for what we're creating. So upgrading our life and also our mindset. So I already said it at the beginning of this call, you are already enough now. So we have to break up with the thinking that I will once I fill in the blank, once I make that check, once I make that rank advancement, once I lose the weight, once I whatever. Okay, so right now you are already qualified enough, you are ambitious enough, you are healthy enough, you are all those things in order to grow your business. But how can you become more in alignment with what you're creating? So if you're saying that I'm going to become financially independent, I'm going to become a gold director, I'm going to become a diamond director, whatever it is, how can you be more in alignment with that? Even right now, if you are a sharer, even if right now you're at day 1, maybe there's a few things that are out of alignment. For example, it can be, I'm going to treat myself to the facial oil once I make this next big check. Okay, so how can we maybe look at redirecting some of our spending so we're walking the talk more right now? That's super important. Okay, maybe it's, taking one of Brian's books at the beginning and actually buying that for ourselves. Okay, because investing. You might not need to invest in a big money course, but you can invest in a book, right? That is upgrading your life in a way that is relatable right now. But maybe it is a course, right? I know a lot of us just invested in a few different things, right? But how can you upgrade your life to be more in alignment with where you're going so you can act as if? right? That's how we become in alignment with what we're creating. Also, how we're carrying ourselves, right? When you walk in a room or when you walk on Zoom, are you walking in like you are a Cher or you are a diamond director? Right? Act as if now. And I'm seeing a few of you who are so new and are really walking your talk, and you're inspiring all of us, right? Because you're acting as if. So that's really number two, is really a combination of acting as if and making those minor upgrades in your mindset and how you're carrying yourself, in the products you're using, and all those little things, making sure your desk is tidy, those little upgrades that you can to be in alignment. All right, so mindset shift number three is to set boundaries. When you're creating a big, beautiful, bold, freedom-based business, you're going to have to make sure that you set some boundaries. So that can look like a lot of different things for everyone based on where you're at. But one thing that's going to be really important with setting boundaries is having some communication with the people in your life. Okay, so this can be a spouse, this can be kids, this can be whoever is in your life, because you're going to have to onboard them, so to speak, not necessarily enroll them, but you're going to have some clear communication based on where you're going and what you're creating, right? So mommy's going to be working these times, right? When my office door is closed, this is what I need you to do, is to respect this time, right? So whatever the communication needs to happen, and that can also look like within your team. Maybe right now you're spending a lot of time with people who haven't necessarily earned that mentorship with you, right? So I know a lot of us recently learned or relearned this at GoPro, and that was really giving assignments, right? That is a really great example of boundaries. So we're not just like endlessly giving, right? So when we're creating these big, beautiful businesses, let's make sure we're really respecting our time in every capacity that we can. Now, one of my big whys, which I'll get to in a second, but I'll speak to all the moms specifically on the call, especially with little ones. Now, my why, which I'll get to at number 5, is to be a model to my boys, to model by example. So, but we have been taught just from, society, that we need to give endlessly in order to be a good mom. Okay. So I want all of the moms specifically to say it is our job to be a model to our children, not to be a martyr, okay? And to do all of the tasks all of the time and work ourselves ragged. So we're going to have to set really clear boundaries when we're building these big, beautiful, freedom-based businesses, okay? So number 4 is saying yes to opportunities. Now, what does this look like in our business? We have opportunities all the time, okay? So hand on our heart, say full yes to things like elevate, like things to leadership advancements, like things to expanding your team, like pace setter, like creating pace setters, like leadership bonuses. You're only one decision away, but you have to say yes to these opportunities, right? They're all there for you, but you have to grab them and say yes to them, a full body yes. Okay. Number 5, and this is a big one that'll probably come up multiple times on this call, is we need to stay connected to our why all the time. And we're going to have to dig deep. Now, your why doesn't have to be like a noble, crazy why, like a Mother Teresa here, but your why has to move you. Your why has to move you deeply. So again, just speaking again, the mom language here, if I were to ask another mother, what is your why? She's going to say her kids. Okay. But that's not going to cut it. Okay. You have to dig a little deeper there. Why do you want your kid? Why are you doing this for your kids? Why? Dig deeper, dig deeper, dig deeper until you actually hit that part that is emotional. Okay. And that emotional part for me is because I want my boys to know that they can because I can, because I did, to try because I tried, to set goals because I set goals, to be okay with failing because I fail forward all the time. Okay. So my why is to be a model to them. Now, the second part of your why, and don't shy away from this one, you guys, is how much money is required for you to live your life on your own terms. Put a number to it. Okay. And it's probably not some astronomical number, because here's the most amazing thing is that when you're living in alignment with your values, when you're living your life on purpose and it feels good and you're surrounded by amazing people and you enjoy what you're doing and you're being of service, you don't actually need as much money, right? Because you're not wasting money on things to fill a void, because you feel full and complete. But figure out what is that number so that you can live your life on your terms. And those are my big 5 mindset shifts. I hope those are helpful, you guys. And I'll pass it back to